Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's Professor Pierce here, PP for short. Today, I have a different type of video for you guys. Usually, I show you guys like really good matches between like a back and forth, matches between me and the opponent. And this time, though, I'm going to show you when the opponent just happened to have everything in their hands to be able to beat me like really easily. And we just like to call that he just had the nuts. He was just better than me. Like, you know, there was nothing I could do about it. And we'll go ahead and get into this video. I usually don't like to have too long of intros here. And most of these are pretty long. Like most of them, the video goes on by itself. You know, you're like, okay, you know, that was a little unfortunate. Maybe he maybe he did just draw well there. And then, like, in the later half of the video, you're like, holy crap, how in the world did this man just happen to have everything he needed to be able to beat you here? It's just out of his mind. He just had the nuts, man, you know? Like, what, like, what are you to do? And so these are all over, like, a select period of time, so I don't have, like, a certain deck or a certain deck list or anything like that. So, like, this first one, I'm actually playing T-Tar. And we are facing some sort of Lost Box deck here. And so we don't have that bad of a hand, honestly. We're gonna hold it for now. We can get some more stuff upcoming. So you're probably thinking, okay, you know, not too bad of a hand. But of course, the guy starts off with a chorus. So with the not comfy start, that is probably the best thing you can ask for, is the chorus. So he's already got two in there, and we're going to see what else he plays here. He's going to play an Ultra Ball and probably discard some more nonsense he doesn't need. But how are you guys doing? You got snacks, you got drinks, maybe just a drink today. I know the intro wasn't that long, so you know I don't want to go crazy or anything like that with the snacks. I probably haven't eaten them all yet, but while this guy thinks about it, what he's gonna do, he's finally gonna decide to just get it comfy. Maybe he was just checking his deck to see what was in there. So let's see what he has going here. So he probably has a switch or something. Yeah, so there is the switch, and he's going to flower select. So I would be very surprised if he could get off a Cramrat this turn, just because of his start was a little poor. But he does have the Battle Pass, so that is a little unfortunate for us. On top of the chorus he already had, and on top of the freaking Comfey switch card he already had. So of course he's going to get the two more Comfeys so he can switch into them. But we just got to hope that he doesn't have the switching cards to do that. But of course, he does have one switch, and then he needs an energy, and then he can just switch into the Cram and kill my Riolu, unfortunately, if he got it like that. So let's see what he is going to do here. So he has the energy, of course he does. He doesn't have the switching card, but he has the energy. So I can say bye to my little Riolu, unfortunately. But we have a good hand, so we can probably get back at this guy for this attack. So the turn one Cram, not like too insane, you know, definitely doable. But with the start that the guy had, it was a little bit surprising, I gotta say. All right, so I'm going to attach here, and then what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I want to. I'm going to Ultra Ball, and I don't know if I want the B-Barrel to grab it or just grab the T-Tar. I'm just going to say F it and grab the T-Tar. So I can kill this thing and grab a prize card. Maybe the prize card will be another B-Barrel or something like that. There's a Raihan. That's not really that playable, but it's not terrible. He doesn't have that much going on over there. He does have 4 cards in his Lost Zone, and about to be 5. And then, assuming he has a chorus, which he probably does, that would be 6-7. And then that would already be enough for a Mirage Gate, so that would be pretty crazy. But, you know, that's just overcomplicating things. Maybe he doesn't have all that, you know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, it's going to start off with his flower selecting, and then he's going to Nest Ball for another Cram. So, it doesn't seem like he is... I don't know if this is just regular Lost Box or if this is Garantina or not yet. He does have the Path in play, which doesn't do anything for us, though, which is at least nice, because our whole deck doesn't have any abilities on the rule box side of things. But let's see what else he has here. So he has the switch. So he's just going to switch into the Cram and attack. I guess he doesn't have much else, which is at least halfway decent. But he's going to boss out my Bidoof and kill it. So that is quite unfortunate, because I'd rather have that than just damage on the Tyranitar, to be honest here. So he's already down to 4. We'll be down to 4 too, but we don't have any way of doing anything. So we will just go ahead and kill this guy. And we've kind of kept ourselves in a bad point, because all he needs to do, which is completely possible, is get well, I was gonna say get Garantina out and swing, but he can't start Requiem yet because he didn't have a Tina out last turn. But that does seem like this is what this is, Lost Tina. So he can't kill me this turn, but I don't have much going on in my hand. I have a Shauna, my one of Shauna. He can switch and attack me here, basically. That's about it. So his hand isn't very good either, but let's see what we got here. A boss, that is not it. So I'm probably just going to Shauna here. I can't even kill the Garantina if I boss it, so there's no point of doing that. And that is a not very good hand, to be honest. So it could be worse, but we'll go ahead and take the knockout on this Cram. So we're down to 3 prize cards, so we're not looking too bad. Both of our hands have been kind of slow, it seems like. So you're probably still wondering, like, why this is in here. Like, he definitely had a halfway decent start, but that wasn't anything. But then he top decks a freaking chorus, of course. And so this had to be like the world's best chorus known to man, because he pretty much just gets everything he needs from here on out in the game. Because he could get Garantina and then Mirage Gate and then kill me that way, but I don't think he has enough in his Lost Zone to do that just yet. And even if he did do that right then, I still technically have another Mon, but like, this thing isn't going to be doing anything. Obviously, as a stage 1 Larvitar, or not even stage 1, a baby. So he has the Tina, and he has the Mirage Gate. And so you're like, okay, getting a little worried here. And you're like, okay, he only has 4 cards in his hand. He's already chorused. He's already come fade. But of course, he has the switch. So he's going to switch into this, and then he's just going to nuke us. And then he has another freaking Mirage Gate, because you're like, okay, you switch in, but you don't have the energy. And then he has the energy all of a sudden. So what am I to even do about this? Literally nothing. I just lose my T-Tart here. So maybe I should have gone for the B-Barrel at that point, or maybe I shouldn't have just Ultra Balled away the Iona, which is kind of a questionable play at the start, I guess. But even so, that wouldn't have changed the fact that he would have gotten what he would have gotten here. So I draw a bunch of malarkey here, which is just great. So I'm just gonna have to crashing bullet him and hope that he doesn't have anything else here, because he can't he can't kill me. Like he already has, I think now he has 10 in the loss zone because he put those away, but like he's not gonna want to Star Requiem this one thing. I mean, like, not to say that's a bad idea, because all he could do is Star Requiem the Pupitar and then Lost Impact the Larvitar next turn. But he is probably running a little low on energies, if I had to guess, because he's already Mirage Gated twice and he sent a bunch of stuff to the Lost Zone earlier in the game. But all he needs is one more energy, realistically. And there is the one more energy, unfortunately for us. So he's gonna Star Requiem us, and then obviously he can just Lost Impact us this coming turn and kill us, and there's nothing we can do about it. It was definitely a misplay on my part at the beginning of the game, but the fact that I just couldn't do anything at this point, and him just getting totally everything he needed there at the end of the game, because you could tell he was like bricking in the middle of the game. There wasn't much he could do, but then all of a sudden that one chorus just got him like everything he needed. Pretty crazy. But these next two games are, in my opinion, far more like this guy specifically had everything he needed and is really annoying. So we're going to start off here with a Leafeon. This hand is pretty bad, to be honest. We have just a bunch of evolution Pokemon in our hands, and a boss that we can't use, and a rare candy, and then the only thing we can use is a friggin' single energy. So that is already not a great start. But at least we don't have to mulligan, is the main point. So we'll go ahead and start this as soon as this guy decides he wants to play the game here. So I'm not sure why he's using these sleeves, but he is playing Gimme Ghoul. So we draw another totally useless card here, to be honest. I could have grabbed a Bidoof there, but like the point of grabbing a Bidoof there would pretty much do absolutely nothing for me, because my hand is already above 5 cards and I don't have a way to shuffle anything. So we'll just grab that for next turn so we can have a Serena next turn. And let's see what he's got here. So it really doesn't seem like he has a lot here. If he's putting energy down first, most people don't put energy down first. They usually put it down last, which I always found was really odd. I usually put down energy first, or like in the middle of my turn. But he is going to place down a Radiant Jirachi, and then is going to place down a Gimme Ghoul. So our hand has kind of redeemed itself here. It's not terrible, but it's not great. So what we can do here is we can switch first, and then we can Icicle Soul some things here. Or we can go ahead and just Greening Cells again. It might not be such a bad idea because he doesn't have much going on. And I was rethinking, like, you know, if I want to. The only thing I could Icicle Soul is the Jirachi. And that might not be such a great idea because it's only a 1 prizer and I'm like wasting an attack when I could add another energy. But either way, this guy had both Golden Goes in his hand, so he just draws 3 cards off the ripper, or technically 4 with his draw for turn. And then he's going to flip some more coins here. It seems like his deck has a lot of Capturing Aromas in it. So he's going to grab another Golden Go. And then he's going to grab a Gimme Ghoul off this. Excuse me. So we'll see what he has here. So does he have enough energy? I mean, he needs a lot of energy to kill me here. So I'm pretty confident that he doesn't have the energy needed to kill me here. So I don't know if he's going to pass or what he's going to do. He's going to retreat, it seems like, into the Jirachi, which is not a bad play, to be honest, because you know, if this thing dies, then he gets to take 3 cards for free. But what I'm going to do here instead is I'll probably just... I should have just, looking back on this, I should have just left this in the should have left that in the active spot. I'm not sure why I bossed, to be honest with you there. I was probably just kind of get rid of cards in my hand. But we will Icicle Soul this thing. And of course he has that other one, so now he will be drawing 4 cards for free just because he has his Golden Goes on the bench. So now he has a lot of cards in his hand, so it's definitely getting weary to the fact that he might have a couple of extra cards a couple of extra energy cards up his sleeve to kill me with here. And he has a lot of fog crystals in here too. He's running 3 fog crystals for the Gimme Ghoul and for the energy, which is not a bad idea, but 3 is kind of surprising, to be honest. So let's see how many he drops down on here. Let's see if he kills us. So yeah, he has a fair amount. But I was only realizing just now that I am weak to... I was weak to it. So I didn't even have a way around this thing, honestly, which is kind of unfortunate. So I finally found a Bidoof. I have found an Irida. I think I'm going to grab a level ball instead, so I can get another bounce suite hopefully up in the following turn. And so that is about all I can do here, unfortunately. So the fact that he already had 4 energy, not that big a deal, and not that surprising, I guess, to say. But the fact that I'm weak to it is a little unfortunate, because technically I'm an ice type, so that is going to go right through me. So he's going to build up his bench here some more. Why? We are trying to build up our bench, it seems. I'm not sure what he is trying to get here. But if you were wondering too, this deck is like it's a Serena deck, but also it has Clodsire in it. And then what you would do is you would use Icicle Soul to bring them down to 30, and then you would Clodsire them to poison them. And then you would put Radiant Sneasler on your bench to use the extra 20 for the poison damage, and then that would just kill them. But this deck was definitely a lot harder to use than I had thought about. I thought the process would be a little bit easier than this, but it never really came to fruition. I couldn't get any good games off with it, and I obviously got destroyed here. And so this guy is running a Tankaton here, which is very interesting, needless to say. So I'm going to Pokestop. I want to see if I can get a rare candy here, but I'm going to get rid of an energy and my 1 Sneasler, so that is kind of unfortunate. We'll go ahead and grab my Wooper here to get started there. I don't really want to get rid of my Serena right now, So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the hand. I don't know if that was a good idea or not, considering he has 9 cards in his hand, and I could have Ioned him to 4. But he still has to like retreat and do a couple things if he wants to attack here. So, yeah. But it seems like his 1/1 Tinkaton is in here, and he has a freaking rare candy for it too, which is surprising because you would definitely never see a Tinkaton in Golden Go. But it makes enough sense. You could use fighting energy. I mean, you could use the steel energy for it. You could use the psychic energy for it. You could use the fog energy to get the Tinka Baby. And he definitely has superior energy retrieval in his deck because he is sending a lot of stuff to the discard pile. So he's going to pass for us, which is good. To finally give us a little bit of leverage here. So I'm going to draw 1 extra card because I want to get rid of everything that is not this Iono and switch. So I'm going to get the Clodsire here, and then we're going to switch, and then we're going to Iono them. So holding the Iono and holding the hand was probably a good idea last turn. So then I will go ahead and Icicle Soul the Tinkaton. So now he's down to 5 cards, which is good. It's down to 4 technically, but then obviously he can like draw a card and then keep coin bonusing for more cards here. So he's going to attach to his bench Pokemon, and you're probably wondering this whole time, you're like, okay, you know, this guy hasn't really done a lot. He's been building up his bench. He hasn't taken too many prize cards. You haven't taken too many prize cards. I'm not really sure what the nuts has going on here. But you will see. You will see, I promise. So we will Irida again. Or not again, but we'll Irida so we can get another Serena up in here. We'll go ahead and Toxic Wetland just in case. We could have done that last turn, but it didn't really matter. We will just Icicle Soul again, one of these other Golden Goes. I don't have a Panic Mask or anything in here because this deck was already really cut for space. I had the Vengeful Punch instead. This was like early stages of what this deck was going to be and what was like the best strategy to do. So I wasn't really sure what I needed to do. So don't hate me too much for for this deck list. It was already pretty bad. I don't need you guys telling me that it's really bad. So he's going to Pokestop, so he's going to get rid of an energy, and he's going to grab other 2 things. So he's going to grab his superior energy retrieval, which is definitely what he needs. And then he's going to pass, though. So he's playing very he's playing very slowly and very patiently, for sure. I don't have any energy to attack and kill anything, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Iono and hope I get some energy and put him back down to 4. So we don't get any energy, unfortunately. We do get another punch, so that's not bad. I'm going to get rid of these just so I can make some space for B-Barrel. And hopefully I can grab some energy. I only have 2 more in the deck, so it's not like super likely. But we have finally found some energy, and then what we're going to do here is we're going to boss up the Golden Go. And then we're going to go ahead and kill that. So you're like, all right, cool. You know, you're ahead, you're up. There's not much you can do. He's down a Mont, one of his main attackers here. And he's down a lot of cards again, so he can't really use the Tinkaton. So we're gonna watch him draw some cards here. Draw some more cards. and then he's going to energy retrieval first, and then I think he had a superior energy retrieval, I'm not sure, but it doesn't really matter because he only needs to do a bit. So there's the super energy retrieval. So unfortunately that'll be like way enough to kill me here. So yeah, because he only has to do half of my health to kill me here because of weakness. And I don't really have another attacker at the moment, and I can't put up my other Serena because he'll just kill that. So I kind of have to use Leafeon, but at the same time, I can't use Leafeon yet because I don't have a way to do that. So he kind of left me with a bad taste right here. So I don't have much I can do. So obviously he has like a million cards in his hand. So I'm just gonna have to put this on here and then almost like pass the turn. I need to see what's in my deck. So I do have a boss in here for game, but I can't really use it. I kind of just have to thin my deck here. And hope that I get it here. So we didn't get it this turn. So we just have to hope that he doesn't have a boss and enough energy here, which, spoiler alert, if you've read the title of this video, you might see that he has those things. But that could be wrong. Obviously, if he has an escape rope too, that's fine because he can. I'll just give him the baby Whooper. But let's see what else he has going on here. So he's going to Pokestop again. So there is the energy for sure that he needs. Unfortunately. So he did get rid of a boss and a worker, so that is good. So you're probably thinking, okay, you know, he's definitely down some stuff. But there's not much I can do here. So he just happens to have the freaking boss in his hand because he already got rid of a couple bosses early game too. And then he just goes for the kill here. Can't do much about it, and then he can do freaking 800 damage to me. I think he had enough energy to kill me here. So like, even without weakness, this game he could have just destroyed me like anyway. It was just ridiculous. The fact that he just happened to have everything he needed every single turn to kill me. Like, it was just kind of nutty. I'm pretty sure he had enough energy to kill me every single time without weakness. And that's just a little nuts. So we'll go ahead and get into the final game here before the bonus game at the end. So we'll see what we are facing here. We are using a Garchomp deck for this one. So I have to mulligan. So we'll see what my opponent is going to play here. It seems like they do have a playable hand. And at that, they are very slowly playing their hand. They're thinking about what they're going to do while we listen to the beautiful sounds of the surf music. I don't know if you guys like the surfing music. I like the surfing music. It's pretty relaxing, to be honest, but it's also like kind of hype because, you know, it has like, I don't know if that's a saxophone or like a trumpet in it, but that's kind of, I like that. I guess it's a trumpet. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and get into this. We are going first. We have a lot of mons to start us out with here. So we don't have a lot to do though. Our hand otherwise is not looking too great. Maybe I'll top deck a Garchomp, or I'll top deck something else. Though it looks like we are facing a Iron Valiant deck, so I'm glad I placed so many different mons on the bench here because of Tachyon bits. But of course I didn't know that's what he was playing because he only played the one card of the Squawkabilly, so I was just giving everything down. So he's also playing Gengar, which is very, very strange. And there's a Yoga Loop, so he's going to place that down. And you guys are not ready for this, I will tell you that. You're not ready for what this guy's deck has in store. You're not ready. So he's going to go ahead and Netherworld Gate too. So you're like, okay, he obviously has something to do with putting damage on his mons. And that is correct. And I was thinking the only thing he has to do, the only thing other than Zoroark is like, you know, Machamp. And I was like, okay, it has to be Zoroark. But, so I was like, that has to be what it is, because that's what you play with Gengar. So he does have Zoroark. So he gets out the Zoroark, and now all of his Pokemon have damage counters on them. So next turn he's already doing 300 damage next turn. But he's going ahead and Tachyon Bitsing, and so I'm like, okay, there's no way he has a Switch and a DTE in hand. But he still has Squawk and Seize. So there's no way he has a Switch and DTE in hand. So there's the Switch and the DTE. So on top of everything else, he's going to be able to Yoga Loop me first turn, might I add, and get rid of my freaking baby squirrel. So re-upping his turn here, he has another Switch. So he's going to Tachyon Bit something else. He's going to Tachyon Bits my Gibble in the active spot. And then he is going to switch or flip his coin and get exactly what he needs, of course, because he definitely doesn't need any more actives, that's for sure. Or basics, that's for sure. Actives. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. But he's going to damage pump some more, and he's going to research again. So, and on top of that, he still has his V-Star. So if he doesn't like this hand, he can just V-Star again. But I'm sure he has something in here he can play. Because will he be able to switch again? So he's going to switch with the booster. And then, of course, he has the DTE. And he is just going to tick and curse me for 280. So I pretty much have nothing here. Reminding you, I've done absolutely nothing. And I was just relying on a top deck here. So we do actually get something off that. But unfortunately for us, that is pretty much all we can do. I mean, we can boss something and kill it, but I can only do 160. So I can kill the Squawk. And that's about it. So I'd rather just personally do more to this thing right here. And it has an escape rope, which is a big problem because of this reason you'll see in a little bit. Because he's going to go back into this. He's going to Tachyon Bits my Garchomp, and then he's going to switch again with the booster capsule into the other one, and then Tachyon Bits my Garchomp one more time so he can kill me with freaking with the freaking Zoroark, because he has a boss again, or he has a boss, and then he has a freaking Phantom Star, which he can just get rid of his whole hand so we can find another switch, and then switch back into the Zoroark, and then freaking blast me. That is crazy. And obviously, because I didn't take out the squawk, I didn't take any prize cards, and I didn't get to see any other cards, and I got nothing. So I just gotta pass and let him nuke me here. So if that ain't he had the nuts, I don't know what is. This third game definitely just sums up that there was absolutely nothing I could do. This guy had everything he needed to beat me, and then it was just completely out of here. But I will leave you guys with this one last game here. I have sped it up as usual. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sometimes it is fun watching people lose, but also it is just quite interesting seeing how some people just have the absolute nuts. It is crazy. But with that, I will leave you guys. PP out.